You see her across the room, or perhaps you have known her for some time. A desire arises within you to connect, to be seen, to be valued, and so you reach for the most common tool you have been given, the compliment. You say, "You are beautiful," or "I like your dress." You wait for a reaction, a smile, a thank you, some sign that your words have landed, that you have gained a small piece of ground in her mind. But what happens? Often, nothing. A polite but distant smile, a wall that feels even higher than before. You feel confusion. You offered a gift and it was not received. Why? Because the words were empty. They were a transaction. You were not giving. You were trying to get. You were trying to trade a few syllables for her attention, for her approval. This is the way of the marketplace, not the way of genuine connection. These compliments fail because they are about the surface. They are like admiring the paint on a house without acknowledging the foundation, the structure, the life that is lived within its walls. They praise the vessel but ignore the spirit it carries. A woman of substance, a woman with a deep inner world, has heard these words 1,000 times. They are noise. They do not resonate with her core because they do not come from your core. You must understand this before we proceed. The compliments I am about to share are not lines to be memorized. They are not tricks. To use them as such would be to fill a new bottle with the same old poison. They are the result of a profound internal shift. A shift from seeking validation to expressing truth. A shift from observing the surface to seeing the soul. Most will never grasp this, which is why their interactions remain shallow and unfulfilling. You must watch until the very end, because the final form of this communication integrates all the others, and without it, the foundation is incomplete. 99% of men will miss this final step and remain trapped in the cycle of empty words for life. Seeing clearly. Before a single word can be spoken, the practice must begin. This is the practice of seeing, not looking, but seeing. Our modern world trains us for distraction, the endless scroll, the fleeting image, the constant notification. Your mind is a stormy ocean and you are trying to see the bottom. It is impossible. To see clearly, you must first let the waters become still. The first discipline is presence. When you are with her, be with her completely. Put away the device in your pocket, but more importantly, put away the device in your mind. The inner chatter that is constantly planning your next sentence, judging her reactions, worrying about the outcome. Let it all fall away. Simply observe. What do you see when you are not trying to impress? You see the small things that reveal everything. The way her eyes light up when she speaks of something she loves, a passion, a project, a memory. You see the subtle determination in her jaw when she is solving a problem. You see the flash of vulnerability when she shares something personal. You see the specific way she arranges her thoughts, the unique rhythm of her speech, the quiet strength in her posture. This is not a hunt for flaws or for things to praise. It is an act of pure perception. Like a monk watching a stream, you are not judging the water. You are simply aware of its flow, its clarity, its temperature. You are noticing the quality of her being. This practice of stillness, of focused attention, is the fertile ground from which all meaningful connection grows. Without it, your words are just weeds, grasping for sunlight they have not earned. This is the first and most crucial step. You must train your sight. Only then can you begin to speak. Praising essence. Now that you have learned to see, you can offer the first forbidden compliment. It is forbidden not by law, but by fear. It is forbidden because it requires you to look past the physical, the easy, the obvious, and to speak to something deeper. This is the act of praising her essence. A man who speaks from a place of neediness says, "You have beautiful eyes." A man who speaks from a place of presence says, "There is a remarkable kindness in your eyes. Do you feel the difference?" The first is a comment on her anatomy. It is a fact, easily observed by anyone. The second is a comment on her character. It is an observation of her spirit, perceived only by someone who is truly paying attention. The first compliment asks, "Do you agree that you are attractive?" The second says, "I see the goodness inside of you." One is a question seeking validation. The other is a statement of recognition. This is not about flattery. It cannot be false. You must have done the work of seeing clearly. You must have genuinely perceived this quality in her. Perhaps it is not kindness. Perhaps it is a fierce intelligence, a relentless creativity, an unshakable resilience. You might say, the way you think about problems is so incredibly structured. I can almost see the gears turning and it's fascinating. Or you have this quiet strength about you. It feels very grounding to be around. You are not complimenting a result, like a good idea or a successful project. You are complimenting the engine within her that produces those results, her mind, her spirit, her strength. This is powerful because it communicates one of the deepest human desires, to be seen for who we truly are, not just what we look like. When you praise her essence, you are holding up a mirror to the best parts of her soul. You are telling her, I see you, the real you, and it is magnificent. This bypasses the logical mind and speaks directly to the heart. It creates a bond of intimacy that 1,000 superficial compliments could never hope to build. It is forbidden only by the timid, for it requires the courage to be truly present and to speak a vulnerable truth. Honoring action. The second forbidden compliment moves from the internal to the external, but in a way that remains deeply connected to the principles of presence and observation. This is the practice of honoring her action. More specifically, it is about honoring the effort and intention behind her actions. The common man sees a result and praises it. Congratulations on the promotion. That was a great meal. You painted a beautiful picture. These are fine, but they are still surface level. They are like celebrating only the moment a warrior lands a strike, without acknowledging the thousands of hours of training, discipline, and focus that made the strike possible. A man who practices seeing clearly goes deeper. He honors the process. Instead of, congratulations on the promotion, he might say, I've seen how dedicated you've been for months, staying late, handling every detail with such care. No one deserves this more. Your work ethic is truly inspiring. The focus shifts from the reward, the promotion, to the quality that earned it, her dedication. Instead of, that was a great meal, he might say, the way you balance the spices in this dish is incredible. You can taste the amount of thought and creativity you put into it. You are not just complimenting the food, you are complimenting her artistry, her skill, her mindful effort. You are acknowledging the unseen labor, the invisible intelligence that she poured into her creation. This form of compliment is profoundly respectful. It tells her that you do not just see her as a collection of successes and failures. You see her as a creator, a worker, a striver. You value her mind, her skills, and her persistence. It elevates her from an object of beauty to a subject of admiration. You are not a consumer of her results. You are a witness to her mastery. This is so rare in a world that only celebrates the highlight reel. We are taught to praise the summit, not the climb. By honoring the climb, the effort, the struggle, the discipline, you show that you understand what true achievement is. You connect with the part of her that strives, the part that works, the part that pours her life force into what she does. This builds a foundation of immense respect, which is a critical pillar for genuine, lasting attraction. You are no longer just a potential suitor. You are an ally who sees and values her deepest efforts. Shared energy. We now arrive at the final and most potent form of communication. This is the most forbidden of all because it is the most vulnerable. It requires you to have mastered the previous steps, to see clearly, to appreciate essence, and to honor action. This compliment is not even about her. It is about the space between you. It is the practice of acknowledging the shared energy. The common approach is always directed at her. You are, you have, you do. It creates a subject-object dynamic. You are the observer, she is the observed. But in a true connection, this dynamic dissolves. A new entity is created, the we, a shared energetic field. To speak to this is to speak the highest truth of your interaction. This compliment is an expression of how her presence affects your own state of being. It is a simple, honest reflection of your internal experience. It might sound like this. When I'm talking with you, I feel like my own mind becomes sharper. Or, your presence is incredibly calming. I feel like I can finally just breathe. Or, after our conversations, I always feel more inspired and creative. Do you see the shift? You are not telling her what she is. You are sharing the effect she has on you. This is not a manipulation. If you say this to get a reaction, it will feel hollow, and she will sense it instantly. It must be an authentic, in-the-moment realization, a vulnerable sharing of your own inner world. This is powerful on a primal, biological level. You are essentially telling her nervous system, your nervous system has a positive, regulating effect on mine. You are creating a feedback loop of positive energy. By sharing that she makes you feel inspired, you make her feel inspiring. By sharing that she makes you feel calm, you make her feel like a source of peace. You are not just giving a compliment, you are co-creating a reality where you both feel elevated. This is the ultimate expression of non-neediness. You are not asking for anything. You are not trying to impress her. You are simply sharing a truth about your experience of being with her. It is a gift with no strings attached. It says, the combination of you and me in this moment creates something beautiful. This is the compliment that dissolves separation. It transforms a simple interaction into a shared experience of flow and connection, which is the very essence of the deep magnetic attraction you seek. It is the final brick in the foundation of a bond that is real, powerful, and lasting. The practice. So, what is the path forward? It is not to go out and recite these phrases like an actor reading a script. The path is to change your state of being. The words are merely the blossoms on a tree. The real work is in cultivating the roots. The root is your own presence, your own stillness, your own ability to get out of your head and into the moment. This is a daily practice, a meditation. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. Train your mind to be where your body is. This is the foundation of seeing clearly. When you can be present with yourself, you can be present with another. Then, begin to practice this observation with everyone you meet, not just women you are attracted to. See the essence of the old man at the store. Honor the action of the barista who makes your coffee with care. Acknowledge the shared energy of a good conversation with a friend. Make this your way of moving through the world. Turn it from a technique into a way of life. When you do this, the compliments will arise naturally because they will be true. They will flow from you not as a strategy, but as an honest expression of what you perceive. And a woman will feel this. She will feel the difference between a man who is running a script and a man who is speaking from a centered, present, and authentic core. The synergy of these three complements is the path to true connection. Praising her essence makes her feel seen. Honoring her action makes her feel respected. And acknowledging the shared energy makes her feel connected, seen, respected, and connected. These are the pillars of deep, unshakable attraction. It is not about making her weak. It is about being a man of such strength and presence that she feels safe, valued, and alive in your presence. That is the true art. It is a lifelong practice. Begin now. Which of these three practices will you begin with first? Praising essence, honoring action, or shared energy? Share your first step below. Let's walk this path together.